Thank you for telling me. we can switch it up.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
You guys are all being very well behaved.
Thank you.
You're very quiet, which is nice, but we don't really need you to be quiet today because today is a super exciting, festive day because Miss Annie is becoming a bat mitzvah. But when I say we want to be festive and we want to be loud, I mean your voices and your singing and your reading, but not your phones. So if you'll take just a moment, reach into your pocket or your purse or wherever you have your phone and turn it all the way off. Yes, we're daring you to turn it fully off just for the next hour.
Read on.
So we're going to start this morning just by singing a little to sort of get us prepared, and then we will invite our bat mitzvah up to lead us in this morning's service. So if you will, please turn to page 172, and we'll start by singing Matovu.
Matovu, O Alecha Yaakov, O Alecha Yaakov, Mishkenotecha Yisrael. Matovu
משכנותיך ישראל ואני ברוב חסדך אבוא ביתך אשתחווה אליך לקודשך ויראתך מה טובו אוהליך יעקב אוהליך יעקב משכנותיך ישראל מה טובו אוהליך יעקב אוהליך יעקב משכנותיך So it is now our honor to invite our bat mitzvah to lead us in this morning's service. Yamod Alila bat Ali v'shmaryahu bat mitzvah.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Our service begins on page 170 in the Blue Prayer Book. May my life be one link in a chain of goodness as I say the prayers of my ancestors. Help me to recall their devotion and faithfulness, their joy and suffering, which are in every word. Holiness is my heritage. May I be worthy of it. May our tradition live in me and pass me from generations I shall never know. Enriched by the truth that I have found and the good deeds I have done, so may I fulfill my task on earth and receive my blessing. And when the service ends and the prayers have ceased, help me to bring their spirit into the world in which I live. May I love God above all and my neighbor as myself, and be a living witness to the truth that never changes. Please turn to page 195 and rise for the call to worship.
Yalla lai lai lai, yalla lai lai lai, yalla lai lai lai, yalla lai lai lai,
Yalla dai dai dai, yalla dai dai dai, yalla dai dai dai, yalla dai dai dai.
Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer?
Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared?
Yalla lai lai lai, yalla lai lai lai,
Yalla dai dai dai, 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 yalla dai dai dai.
Barechu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam va'ed, Le'olam va'ed. Yalla lai lai lai, 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 yalla lai lai lai.
Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam Yotzer Or Uvorei Hosheh Oseh Shalom Uvorei Et Hakol Hameir La'aretz Veladarim Olecha Berachamim Uvtuvel Mechadesh Bekol Yom Tamid Maaseh Bereshit Ma Rabu Ma'aseha Adonai Kula Bechokma Osita Mala Haaretz Kin Yaneha Tit Bara Adonai Eloheinu Al Shevo Ma'ase Yadeha Ve'al Me'orei or She'asita Yafa Aruha Salah or Hadash Al Sion Ta'ir Venis Ke Kulanu Meha Ra Leorot Baruch Ata Adonai Yotzer Ham Orot. The world is sunlight, restoring the soul, rejoicing the heart, bringing light to the eyes. More welcome than gold, a Torah from heaven. I have no light to give the morning. My Torah, my special human gift, is words. As I bring my words forth from silence, welcome them, you who redeems the sun from darkness. Baruch Ata Adonai Yotzer Ham Orot. We join in singing the Shema at the top of page 200.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed.
Please be seated. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha be'kol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'kol me'odecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher nochi metzavecha hayom al levavecha ve'shinatam levanecha ve'dibartam ba'am ve'shivtava b'beitecha uvletecha v'derech uvshokbecha uvkumecha ukshartam leot al yadecha v'hayu latotafot beineinecha uktavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha leman tiskeru va'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'yechem kedoshim le'Elohehem. Ani Adonai Elohehem asher hotzeiti etchem ve'eretz Mitzrayim lehot lachem le'Elohim. Ani Adonai Elohehem. Sing the song of men and women, joined in understanding and respect, the song of God's miracles, an earth protected and cherished, a gift for our children and the generations to come. The song of a land once ravished by war, now quiet and content, her soldiers home to leave no more. The song of a world redeemed, the song of peace.
Kamocha bailim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh. Mi kamocha bailim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh. No ratzilot osef eleh, no
Please try turn to page 205 and rise for the tefillah. Adonai sefer tiftach ufi agita hilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu ve'Eloheinu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah. El Hagadol, Hagibor v'Anora, El Elyon, Gomel Hasadim Tovim, Vekonei Hakol, Vezocher Hasei Avot v'Imachot, Umevi Geula Livnei B'neihem, Lemad Shemo ve'Avav, Melech Ozer u'Mashiach u'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Abraham ve'Ezrat Sarah. Atah Gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechayeh hakol atah Rav le'oshia, Mechakel chayim bechesed, Mechayeh hakol berachamim rabim, Tzomech noflim verofei olim, Umatir asurim, Umekayeh emunato, Lishanei afar, Michamocha ba'al gevurot, Umido melech, Melech meimim, Umechayeh, Umatzmiya Yeshua, Ve'eman atah lehayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayeh hakol. You're the open door that beckons me in. Peeking around the doorframe, I begin to enter into your glory. You move me forward, O Eternal, to step beyond self-made boundaries, lift my foot over the threshold, that I might abide with you. In the house of the Eternal, I found my questions, waiting to be posed. They fill me with wonder. Sit with me, Eternal Teacher. Encourage my seeking as I fill my hours with your mitzvah. So shall I be filled. Send me through your doorframe, stretching out to honor your name, sharing out this wonder, enriching myself in the giving.
And we join in Kedusha on page 208.
יקדש את שמך בעולם, כשם שמקדישים אותו בשמי מרום, ככתוב היה נביאך, וקרא זה אל זה ואמר, קדוש קדוש קדוש, אדוני צבאות, מלוך כל הארץ, כבודו, אדיר אדירנו אדוני, אדוננו מה אדיר, שמך בכל הארץ, ברוך כבוד אדוני ממקומו. אחד הוא אלוהינו, הוא אבינו ומכינו, הוא מושיענו והוא ישמיענו, ורחמיו לעיני כל חי. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, ימלוך אדוני לעולם, אלוהיך ציון, לדור ודור. הללויה.
לדור לדור נגיד עליך, ולנצח נצחים קדושתך נקדיש, ושבחך אלוהינו מפינו לא ימוש לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
Please be seated. We'll join together now in a prayer for peace with Sim Shalom on page 216.
sim shalom, tova uvracha, sim shalom, sim shalom, sim shalom, tova uvracha, sim shalom, sim shalom, sim shalom, tova uvracha, sim shalom, sim shalom. Ose shalom bimroma, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'yakol Yisrael ve'imeru amen. Ose shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'yakol Yisrael ve'imeru amen. Ose shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'yakol Yisrael ve'imeru amen. Ose shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'yakol Yisrael ve'imeru amen.
We're already there? Okay. Welcome, everyone. I can see that you're all in shock. So I'm going to take a moment to explain what has just happened, what's going to happen next, and then what will be happening in the future. So first, a brief explanation of what we have been saying in Hebrew for the last
20 minutes or so.
20 minutes or so.
Yeah.
Annie got up here and led us in Hebrew, a language that she's been studying for years. And she took on the responsibility of learning that Hebrew and also learning all of the prayers that go along with the tradition. And she led us on a journey through space and time and began with the stories of creation and of light being shown upon the world. And then we were introduced to the patriarchs and the matriarchs. We went through the experience of Egypt and crossed the Red Sea. And now we've sung a lot of songs about shalom, but we're lost. We're lost in the desert. And we have approached Mount Sinai. And right now, Moses, who's sitting in the front row, is about to ascend Mount Sinai and receive the Ten Commandments, receive the Torah. And Annie is going to then step into the feet of the rabbinic tradition, and she's going to do what I'm trying to do right now, which is after reading the law, she's going to interpret it and tell you what she thinks it means. So that is what you're going to see. But before we go and ascend to the top of Mount Sinai, there are certain things that we have to take care of.
We know that even when Moses received Torah on Mount Sinai, that he didn't do it alone, that there were 3 siblings, actually, a sister and 2 brothers. And so it is not surprising. Connor's like, what? Yeah, so it is not surprising that Annie is going to need just a little bit of help from her brothers and from her family. So it's my honor to invite Owen and Connor up to help us take the Torah from the ark. And if we can invite all of you to please rise so that we can pass the Torah through the generations of her family.
רוממו אדוני אלוהינו והשתחוו להקודשו. רוממו אדוני אלוהינו והשתחוו להקודשו. כי קדוש אדוני אלוהינו רוממו. כי קדוש אדוני אלוהינו רוממו.
L'dor v'dor nagid gadlecha, from generation to generation we praise God's greatness, and from generation to generation we pass the teachings of our sacred scriptures through the generations, from grandparent to parent to child, as we do today. She picked the heaviest Torah just to be fun. And we join in the singing of Ki Mitzion on page 246. Ki Mitzion tetzei Torah, Ki Mitzion tetzei Torah, Udevar Adonai Mirushalayim, Baruch Shenatan Torah, Torah, Baruch Shenatan Torah, Torah, Le'amo Yisrael B'kedushato, Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo. Now what Annie is about to do now is she's going to do just what Moses did on Mount Sinai, bring the Torah to the people. We told her brothers that because it's a tradition that she walk among you and people like to reach out and touch the Torah or even gently touch our bat mitzvah very nicely, we said that she might need a couple of bodyguards, so not surprisingly, Connor and Owen took that very seriously.
לך אדוני הגדול והגבור והתפארת והנצח והאור, כי כה בשמיים ובארץ, כי כה בשמיים ובארץ, לך אדוני הממלכה והמנשה לכל דור. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Kol anshama te'aleluya. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Kol anshama te'aleluya. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Kolan Shema, say hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Kolan Shema, say hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah.
Please be seated. So today, Annie is going to be reading from Parshat Naso, and the blessings before the Torah reading can be found on page 250.
Baruch hu et Adonai Hamvorah.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach Leolam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorah Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam. Asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim. V'nata lanu et Torato. Baruch Ata Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen.
Vadaber Adonai el Moshe lemor. Daber al bnei Yisrael va'amorta alehim ish o isha ki yafli lindor neder nazir v'chazir v'adonai me'ayin v'shechar yazir chometz yayin v'chometz shechar lo yitzteh V'kol mishvat anavim lo yitzteh va'anavim lachim vivashim lo yochel kol yamei nizro mikol asher anavim migefen hayayin machar sanim ve'azag lo yochel kol yamei neder nizro ta'ar lo ya'avor al rosho ad melot hayamim Asher Yazir Ladonai, Kadosh Yichaya Gadel, Perasher Arosho, Kol Yamei Haziro Ladonai, Al Nepesh Meit, Al Yavo, Le'avin Olimo, Le'achin Olachoto, Lo Ya'avo, Lechem Vemotam, Kineder, Alachan al Rosho, Kol Yamei Nizro, Kadoshu Ladonai. Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam, asher natan lanu Torah emet, v'chaye olam natan betochenu, Baruch Ata Adonai noten HaTorah. Amen.
So it is a tradition to be able to lift the Torah so that you can see what it is that Annie just read. This is also a particularly cool looking part of the Torah because the priestly blessing is in it. So, Greg, are you ready for the feats of strength?
Vezot HaTorah asher sam Moshe lifnei bnei Yisrael al pi Adonai b'yad Moshe. This is the Torah which Moses placed before the people of Israel, God's words through the hands of Moses.
It's done this before.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam asher bachar b'nvi'im tovim v'rasa v'direchem ha'ne'emarim ba'emet. Baruch atah Adonai havoher b'torah uv Moshe Uvdo, Uv Yisrael Amo, Uvin V'ech Ha'emet V'aseder.
Amen.
Veyahi ish echad misora mimish pa'at hadane ushmo manoam veishato akara velo yalada veyera mala Adonai el hoisha veyomer elecha hine na at hakara velo yalata vecherit veyaladta ben ve'ata hishamri nat va'el tishti yayin veshechar ve'al tochali ko tame ki hinach hara veyo lata ben umora lo yaladda ad rosho ki nazir Elohim yichaya chana'ar min hava te vehu yahe lehu shia et Yisrael mi yad pelishtim vetalvo haisha vetomer liisha lemor ish ha-Elohim ba Eli u morahu kemor mala ha-Elohim nora miad velo she'il tihu mizi hu ve'et shamo lo hagid li veyomer li hina hara veyo lata ben ve'ata al tishti yayin veshechar ve'al tochali kol tama ki nazir Elohim yichaya chana'ar min habaten ad yom moto. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam sur kol haolamim sadik bekol hadorot ha'el hane'eman ha'omer ve'oseh hamdaber kaye shekol devara emet v'sedek al haTorah ve'al havodah ve'al chagviim ve'al yom haShabbat hazeh shenatata lanu Adonai Eloheinu likdusha ve'linucha lekavod ol tifaret al hakol Adonai Eloheinu Avnachnu modim la umvarchim ota yitbara shema befikol ha-tomid le'olam va'ed Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh ha-Shabbat. Amen. Thank you all for being here today. I'm glad that you're all here. Today marks an important day for me because I've been working towards it my entire life, and it's finally happening. I've been a part of the Temple Israel community my whole life, and I'm officially considered an adult in the community today. It doesn't mean that I'm actually grown up though, but it's about maturity and the ability to lead people in an entire service, in Hebrew by myself, and to read from the Torah most importantly. Now let me tell you about a little bit of what I just read to you all. My Torah portion is about people who were called the Nazarites. Becoming a Nazarite means you take a vow to God, and whatever your vow is, you will follow a couple of rules. You won't drink any unhealthy substances like wine, and you will not cut your hair. By taking this vow, they're proving their commitment to God, and that they'll follow God's guidance throughout their life. My Haftorah portion, it tells a story about the most famous and most talked about Nazarite. His name was Samson. In Samson's story, his mom made the vow for him before he was even born. Samson is a character who is very similar to Hercules.
Hercules is a demigod, and Samson has a very special relationship to God. Both characters who are not perfect, even though they're very strong, but they make promises to God and know that they need to stick with them. Making a vow like the Nazarites did, it was a really big deal during the time of the Torah. Today, making a vow or a promise does not seem to be that big of a deal. Many times, making a promise is not guaranteed that it won't be broken. Like when people can't keep secrets when they're promised to, or when I promise my parents I'll do something like the dishes, I forget 99% of the time. Even if it isn't intentional breaking a promise, still it isn't the best thing to do. Not everyone in our lives are able to keep the kinds of promises that need to be kept, but it isn't the act of making a promise that matters, it's about the trust. I know I can trust my parents about the things that matter the most to me, and I have good friends who I know I can trust with some of those things as well. So with people like that, it's okay to make promises and vows, but we don't need to be too extreme and give offerings to show we'll keep the promise. It isn't about making vows or promises like it was in the Torah. For me, it's about the idea of knowing that you have people who you can talk to and you can trust to follow through on those things that matter the most. I want to thank everyone who helped me to get to this point. The rabbis, my amazing tutor Adele, my brothers, my extended family, and my parents for doing the hard work. I hope you remember that it's not about the vows or promises you make, but it's about being a person who can be trusted and having others that you can trust. Thank you so much for being here once again.
We're gonna dance? Okay. Okay. Well, Annie, I need to say that you did the hard work. You did an amazing job. We're very proud of you. So thank you all for being here. So about 6 years ago in June, you opened the Ark for Connor's bar mitzvah, and today you lead us as a bat mitzvah. We had our first Passover in our new home. You were about 4 years old, and your favorite Passover food was, or still is, matzo ball soup. One day after school, you asked me to get some matzo ball soup. And as a working mom of 3, I didn't always get to what you needed as fast as you needed it. So you took matters into your own hands. You pulled a stool over to the refrigerator, climbed up, and grabbed this large, heavy metal bowl filled with matzo ball soup, and you put it on the counter. Then you proceeded to go over to the cabinets and push the stool over there, climbed up, grabbed this glass bowl, came down with it, and then without spilling, you somehow spooned the soup into the bowl. And when I finally remembered to get what you needed, I walked into the kitchen, and there you were, just sitting happily eating your matzo ball soup. So I was shocked at all the tasks you had to accomplish in order to get your favorite snack. So I wanted to share that story because I feel that it explains one of Annie's wonderful qualities, and that is her determination. When you decided to improve on your volleyball, you went outside every day after school to practice and serve. And even though it took 5 club volleyball tryouts in 1 weekend to make a club team, you didn't give up, and on the final tryout on Sunday, you finally made the K-Elites team. In the same vein, you were incredibly nervous about your bat mitzvah, having witnessed all the preparation Connor and Owen have gone through, but you're ready. With Adele's support and encouragement, you practiced and conducted a beautiful service today and impressed us with your interpretations. Okay, I'm sorry. What's up? So Annie, when you decide to do something, you don't wait for anybody. You just do it. Should be Nike's slogan. And if it's not good enough, you work hard until the end result is excellent. There are so many stories I could share that highlight all of your amazing qualities, but we would be here all day, and people are ready to eat. But before we celebrate, I would like to share how proud I am of the person you've become And you are one of the most caring, hardworking, and determined people I know at such a young age. My only advice to you is that as you journey through life, that you continue on the same path, but recognize that there is no perfection. You will make mistakes and fail, and that's okay. It's only those mistakes and failures that help you grow and learn as a person. I love you so much, and I'm so proud of you.
All right, great job today, Annie. I'll make this a little bit more emotional for you. You worked diligently today, and it showed. Not easy to lead a service in Hebrew and also with no vowels. Your mom and I are so proud of you. Another milestone in your Jewish journey is you become bat mitzvah, mazel tov. The Jewish journey is not always an easy one, and you will find times it is difficult being Jewish. However, as you've already experienced it, a journey worth taking. As your bat mitzvah approached, I thought about when did your journey begin? Was it your birth, your first blessing from the rabbi shortly after birth, first day of Sunday school, or another time? One moment which came to mind was a Rosh Hashanah evening service many years ago. And for those who don't know, Rosh Hashanah is the Jewish New Year. It's a time of celebration, and it's festive as the Book of Life is open. So the evening service lasts about an hour and a half. And at the time, the temple recommends you only bring children in 4th grade or higher. Connor was in 6th grade, Owen was in 3rd grade, and Annie was in kindergarten. While you and Owen were below the recommended age, I figured, hey, this is a festive holiday. Owen and Annie are pretty easygoing. And what does the temple know anyway about when people should go to services? So after the service, as we're getting in the car to leave, I comment, well, I really enjoyed that service. I give it an A. Owen, who was well behaved for the service, but it was clearly hard for him, chimed in, I give it a D. It was too long for me, and I am tired and want to go home. So I got ready to respond to Owen and correct him when Annie, exhausted, as one might expect, struggling for the long service, and only a kindergartner, in his exasperated voice said, I give it a Z. So there were 2 morals to this story for me. One, it's worth paying attention to the temple guidance. And 2, the beginning of the Jewish journey doesn't define the journey. As your Jewish journey moved past this experience, you became more interested in being Jewish. You always are involved as you prepare for the Jewish holidays. You love decorating and ask lots of questions about why we celebrate the holidays. When you learned about the Holocaust at school, you wanted to visit the Holocaust Museum in St. Louis. We were really bummed when we looked it up and found out it was closed for renovations for over a year. When Rabbi Amy introduced you to the Holocaust Museum tour guide, she shared lots of interesting information that you really enjoyed. You read books of the Holocaust and asked to watch Schindler's List with us. And you have a dream to go to Poland to visit memorials. In addition, you are dying to go to Israel. So, next summer, we're planning our trip to Poland and Israel. So enjoy. Your Jewish journey is going to be different than most, as I see few people so interested in the aspects of Judaism you are interested in at your age. It will be an adventure. You will learn so much and have a good time along the way. Enjoy your journey, and I hope to be on some small part of it. And Annie, the one thing I respect the most about you is your empathy. You are one of the most empathetic people I know, one who puts the feeling and interest above others before your own. People who are lucky enough to call you family or friend know you will do all you can for them. You listen, help them, make things special, and never expect a thank you or recognition. You keep those most important promises. Your empathy is why I think your bat mitzvah project was perfect for you. You volunteer at a no-kill pet adoption center and shelter. Most of the dogs in the center are pit bulls, and sadly, most are probably not going to get adopted. They live in small pens, and they only get outside a couple of times a day, and sometimes not even that. They rely on volunteers to get the dogs walked, attention, and cleaning the cages. Whether walking the dogs, playing with the dogs, filling the water in food bowls, cleaning the you-know-what, I didn't say poop, Adele.
Sure you did. Just get done.
They rely on the volunteers to get the dogs all the attention and cleaning. Whether walking the dogs, playing with the dogs, filling the water in food bowls, you do it selflessly, only thinking about the dogs. There is no one there to thank you, and the dog probably doesn't fully appreciate it, but you know that dog is a little healthier and happier because of what you did. Knowing that is what makes you do it. You are a real mensch and doing the things to help others because you feel their pain and truly want to help others. Empathy has 2 sides. I can tell whatever your friends and family are feeling, you're feeling it too. When you see someone in need, you are there for them 100%. That is your promise. It is a gift to your friends and family in times of need. However, you are so selfless and so empathetic, you need to make sure you take care of yourself. The problems of others can be a lot for anyone. Always show the empathy, but keep yourself in balance. Take good care of yourself. I'm so proud of you, and I love you.
oh God. Oh, your dad already said poop. There, no one else can say it. Okay. So,
Boundary has been
all right,
crossed.
easy in the middle here. So, Yanni, we're so proud of you. You did a fantastic job today, and so we have a few things to give you, and then Rabbi Michael and I get to talk about you a little bit. So first of all, as I carried this in, you were like, is that the gift? Yes, this is the gift. So this is just a little gift from the temple to you in honor of your special day. And also, I'm so excited for you guys that you are going to Israel and Poland next summer. We can't wait to hear about it. But as I've said before, and as you saw last night, the coolest thing about going to Israel is frankly not going with your family, but is going with your friends. And so all the boys over there and the girls over there, you all know that our plan is when you guys are 16 or 17, you are going to go to Israel without us and have like the best time ever. And so this is a little gift certificate to get you on your way to that, to another journey to Israel. So, you know, everyone who is here, you all, of course, know the Levines, and you know that the Levines are just about the nicest people who you will ever meet in your whole life. And every one of them, they're all just this incredibly kind family. And so, of course, Annie, you are no different, and as your dad said, you are just an amazing mensch. But you also are your very own unique self. And throughout this bat mitzvah journey, there have been so many times along the way where I think all of us, as your family and your friends and your teachers, we have all had our own ideas about what this day will look like for you. And I will say I was no different. I had you listen to Bob Marley and to the Grateful Dead, and I had you do all this research on hair because it was a big part of your Torah portion. All of these were the things that I thought that your bat mitzvah should be about. By the way, she'd never listened to Bob Marley or the Grateful Dead, so I'm just saying you should give her. But you knew that you had your own path. You knew what you wanted your message to be, and even though you were kind and menschy about it, as you always were, you knew that what this day was going to be like was not what I wanted, or what Adele wanted, or what Rabbi Michael wanted, or what your family wanted. This was going to be all about Annie. And so my hope for you moving forward is that you always have that strength and understanding of who you are as an individual to know whatever path you choose, it's going to be the right one. And we're all here to guide you, but really, you know the way to go, and we just want to be able to see where your journey takes you because we know it's going to be fantastic.
I just want to second the statement that is so clear that your family is such a beautiful, loving, kind, and important family to us, to the community. And I just wanted to reiterate that. You come from a good place. What I'd like to do next is actually ask the people who are here as part of the congregation to kind of turn on for a minute, and especially the people who are your age, who are your friends that are here, and relatives. If all of you, if you wouldn't mind, I don't mean to be rude, but those of you who are under the age of 16, if you wouldn't mind all just standing up for me. So I'm going to call this a mindfulness moment. If all of you could just give Annie a wave to remind her that this is really happening. You have a lot of people that you are connected to. You guys can sit down. Thank you. That was great. You are surrounded by community, by friends, by family. They truly love you. They truly respect you. They look up to you. And today you did not disappoint. You took all the hard work, said about hard work. You did a lot of hard work. And you made it look easy today. You really did. And it was fun. Actually, I was feeling like really laid back and excited for this. No anxiety at all. And I really, I was excited that you were nervous, so I didn't have to be. But I got to tell you, you didn't have to be either. You did a great job. I just want to reiterate one thing that we kind of studied. And we spoke about, but I want to be more specific and say that it's like in the story of Samson and in Harry Potter, these are dark times. These are frightening times. The Philistines are at the gate, and there are troubling things. What we need in this world is a hero or heroes. But sometimes that's asking a lot. It's not really realistic. What we could use, though, speaking of vows, it's a person that you could just take at their word. A person whose word is good, that you can trust in because they said so. And Annie, you're that kind of person. May we all try to aspire to be the kind of people that keep our word, that hold true to our vows, but that everyone really, in the end, understands that you have a reputation for someone we could trust, who can make their own matzo ball soup, should need be. And for that, you're a hero, you're a mensch, but you're also a very decent human being. And today, you are an excellent bat mitzvah. Mazel tov.
So as Rabbi Michael shared last night, one of the other things that's truly special about this Torah portion is this Torah portion gives us these holy words that we are supposed to use anytime that we offer someone a blessing. And so we've given these blessings, these words to your classmates. We gave them to Connor and Owen on the days of their bar mitzvah and their confirmation. And now, Annie, we get to give it to you. So we'll ask everyone to please rise.
Amen.
May God bless you and keep you.
May God's light shine upon you and guide you as you go on your way.
Amen.
May God's countenance be lifted over you, may be granted with fullness and with peace. And so at this time, we will remain standing as we return our Torah to the Ark.
Al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim, ha'olam omed, al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim, ha'olam omed. על התורה ועל העבודה ועל גמילות חסדים, על התורה ועל העבודה ועל גמילות חסדים.
And we continue now with the words of the Aleinu on the bottom of page 282. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל עמונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. On 287, may we gain wisdom in our lives, overflowing like a river with understanding, loved each of us for the peace we bring to others. May our deeds exceed our speech, and may we never lift up our hand but to conquer fear and doubt and despair.
Rise up like the sun, O God, over all humanity. Cause light to go forth over all the lands between the seas, and light up the universe with the joy of wholeness, of freedom, and of peace.
ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד. And Annie, at this time we are thinking especially of those members of your family who would have been so proud and honored to be able to be with you here today, but who have passed on. We're thinking in particular of Hal McReynolds, of Saul and Helen Levine, of Patrick and Mary Elizabeth Bowen, Bill and Florence McReynolds, DeWitt and Doris East. And so thinking of those and thinking of all we've lost, we join together in the words of the Mourner's Kaddish on page 294. Yitzgadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah, ba'alma divarach yirteh v'yamlich malchuteh, b'chayachon uvyomechon uv'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala uvizman kariv v'emru amen. Yehei shmei rabbah mavarach la'alam olmei almaya, Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yithaleh v'yithalal shmei dekudusha barichu, la'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechamata, de'amiran ba'alma v'emru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'emru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'emru amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'emru amen. So a few closing words before we turn to our last blessings of our service this morning. First, again, we're just so glad that you were able to be with us. Thank you, Rob Aronson, for your beautiful music. As you're walking out today, we would appreciate very much if you would take your Sidurim, your prayer books, and put them back on the cart where you got them. But don't do it yet because, as Allie said, we know that everyone is ready to eat, and you're not allowed to eat unless you say the blessings first. So if we can ask Connor and Owen and Annie and all the cousins to come and help us with our motzi and kiddush. And we have some small cousins, so I'm going to pull out the little stool here.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, barei peri hagafen.
Amen. Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lecha min haaretz.
Amen. Yeah, it's not. Yeah. Maybe. Yeah.
All right, my friends, since we have said our blessings, that means we get to sing you out the door. So, Annie, if you want to lead the way, your cousins and brothers will follow you, and so everyone else, Shabbat Shalom.
Oseh shalom, b'imromav. Oseh shalom, b'imromav. Hu ya'aseh shalom. Hu ya'aseh shalom. Hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. Oseh shalom, b'imromav. Oseh shalom, b'imromav. Hu ya'aseh shalom. Hu Uyase, Uyase, Uyase Shalom. Uyase, Uyase, Uyase Shalom. Alleluia. 1, 2, 3, 4. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. Oh, say shalom. Bimroma. Oh, say shalom. Bimroma. Uyase, Uyase, Uyase Shalom. Uyase, Uyase, Uyase Shalom. Uyase, Uyase, Uyase Shalom. Hallelujah. There's a lot of people here. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down.
Until August?
Yeah. A little bit. Oh, thank you. Beautiful.
My pledge.
All right.
Yeah. What's happening?
Well, Joe's gonna go to the party.
What do they do? Okay. Fun.
Yes. I mean, it's, Oh, and I have a plan.
Yeah. That's something.
Yeah.
Something fun. Hey, hey, hey. You know what's funny?